Hello and welcome to another video from Sustenance and Covering, the only channel you need to not only survive the current apocalypse but actually enjoy. And today's little video is kind of be about lawns and neighbors. This is what my lawn used to look like. Actually, my lawn used to look like that. But Hurricane Katrina came in here and knocked down about 200 trees. Corps of Engineers came and removed the trees by simply removing all of the ground, everything. And they left me with what was kind of like a lawn, just no grass. But grass started growing. And my neighbor started trying to force me to have a lawn, and I said, I have a very close relationship with God, and my God doesn't like lawns, and they're preachers, so they told us that God loves lawns. He's going to have lawns forever because He loves lawns. Just want to show you this. That's a lemon tree hidden in this bushes, and it's not under any threat because there's no vines wrapped around it. It's just sitting there making lemons. And it's surrounded by protection from the sun most of the day. It doesn't get a whole lot of full sun, which is very good for fruit trees. They're understory plants. Here's a bigger tree. This is a pecan tree. And it's got a couple of vines starting in it. We'll get them out of there. In fact, there's about, I don't know how many trees are in here. I'd give it a number. I'd say maybe 25 fruit trees. But in any case, that's what I like. I just like my lawn to be woods. And I really don't have too much woods. See here what we got. That's saw palmettos. Enough saw palmettos to feed me vegetables every day for probably a year. You know, all you gotta do is dig them out and skin them and cook them. But I do, just because of necessity, I cut grass. Other than that, I wouldn't. But I cut where I drive my car because I don't want my car to catch on fire. If you park a car with a hot exhaust on grass, it's going to catch on fire. So. And this grass was up to my waist. And my clothesline, because I do have to dry my clothes until when there ain't no more police and I don't have to wear clothes no more. But for right now, I got dry clothes. Let's see here. Let me show you my driveway. Go this way with it. See how pretty that is? I mean, I didn't plant any of these. They're just native species. I just cut around them and it looks like somehow I've manicured them. But that's what I like. And really, I think if you have an option, any kind of option, that you shouldn't have a lawn. It just wastes resources. And it's death. It's basically a desert. In fact, the word for desert in the Bible actually means lawn or traditional desert of sand. Either one qualifies. Oh, while I'm here, I'm going to show you this. This is an apple tree. And I go on and on about you don't have to have a grafted tree. This is not a grafted tree. This is just a tree planted from a seed, Dorset apple. And voila, it's a crab apple. And that does happen. Now, I've got videos where I say it rarely happens. I actually have 2 apple trees in this yard that have proven themselves to be crab apples. So, you know, take that chance. But if I had 50 crab apples, it wouldn't bother me. I can eat them. But anyway, see this here fence? This is kind of a very liberating thing. I've been trying to be close to this man next to me, the one that says God loves lawns. Well, he started coming over here and cutting my grass, and I just said, well, if that's what he wants to do, let him. But he started running over my citrus trees and running over my blueberry bushes. He probably did about $500 worth of damage over here. And so I started cutting grass, you know, mostly just to keep him from being mad at me and also to keep him from killing my trees. And not too long ago, he put this fence up, and then shortly thereafter, he called the police on me for butchering one of my animals. So that was a good thing, because now I know there is absolutely nothing I can do to make this guy my friend. I brought him chickens, you know, butchered chickens. I brought him fruit, brought him eggs, and when I would do it, his whole head would turn red. He hates me so much. He hates me because I got a clothesline. He hates me because I got chickens. He hates me because I plant fruit trees. And now, I don't really know. He just hates me. So, in any case, I don't have to cut my grass anymore. It's good to know you can't make somebody happy by suffering. You don't have to suffer. Look at this here pear tree. That's a big one. But I do have to cut some grass. And back here, we do have a lot of morning glories. So, I've cut these trails just so I could get to my trees, to cut around my trees, and I'll show you some of those. I already did a video about this a while back, but this is where I get all my persimmon trees and mulberry trees. It's really wet down here. I'll show you that. Here's what the ground looks like. It doesn't look bad. see, but it's just mushy. So that's what makes this a swamp. A swamp is actually a marsh that has trees. And a marsh is a swamp that don't have trees. You can see how my lawnmower was just going sinking down in here. Well, in any case, these were all tangled up. I came out and actually cleared these with hedge clippers, but the vines just came back. See, there's another one there. And look at this one. It's just a little teeny tiny, like Charlie Brown Christmas tree. And yet it's got 5 Japanese persimmons on it. And it seems like it's taking them all the way to fruit. By the time squirrels get 4 of them things off of there, and one of them's just left hanging, and it turns orange, this really will look like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. And it'll be somewhere around Christmas. Alright, let's see. This was one that's been here about 3 years, and it put out maybe about 3 persimmons last year, and it looks like it's got 3 on it again this year. But it's getting bigger, and that's the important thing. I'll show you my whole trail that I cut. But isn't that pretty? Look at all those ferns. You just walk through here, and my neighbor absolutely hates that. Thinks it's disgusting. Well, he thinks I'm disgusting. Maybe that's just an extension of it. But I mean, there's a lot of reasons not to have a lawn. If you're a conspiracy theorist nut like me, or if you believe the end of the world is coming, you know, police in the future are not going to be much different than the police we have now. It might be different people. You know, I expect them to, you know, start a whole new police force soon based on the Nazi SS. Because I think before the Nazis, the police were called RS. And some reason, they went ahead and changed all them guys out with SS. But cops are the same. Cops do not walk through the woods looking for people. And if you're the only guy on their list, they got 1,000 people to round up, and they all sitting in houses with manicured lawns, and you're out in the woods, they ain't gonna mess with you. Especially if you grow big old bushy hair and a big old giant beard and start talking about the end of the world. Crazy people don't get messed with. Alright, you've seen this area before, I think. This is just back in the woods, and it's dry up here because a little bit of a hill. Till you get to where them ferns are, that's all swampy. But since my neighbor called the police on me, I mean, I've had to start butchering animals out here. See, I got a little bench for it. There's my well so I can wash up. And here's a bridge. We got on this side by crossing a natural bridge. I didn't have to build anything over there because I had that. This is all muddy. I'm walking through mud right now. And this is actually my property. It looks like I'm behind my neighbor's house, but it's just because he put his house real close to the edge. Big mistake on his part, I think, as much as he hates me. But I have learned that if you talk about Bible truth to a preacher, that infuriates them. Because whatever lies they can use to control you, they do not want that. They do not want that exposed. Yeah. And look, here's the thing also about woods. No matter how good you think your neighbors are, just watch them. Are they consumers? Do they put their garbage out every week? Or maybe twice a week? You don't want somebody like that depending on you for food. If you got a 1-year supply of food and you decide to share with a consumer, you just got a 1-week supply of food. Because these suckers next door, I guarantee you, they throw away twice as much as what they eat. You know, oh, I can't eat that. It's been in the fridge for 2 days. It's probably poisoned by now. You just ain't gonna make it if you attach yourself to somebody that ain't gonna make it. Oh well, if you don't want to survive, don't listen to me.